Hello, everybody. At the end of our double parsha, towards the end in Maseh, after the Torah describes the laws of the cities of refuge, the Arei Miklat, to which a person who killed B'shogeg accidentally would be able to run for his safety, the Torah warns, V'lo tachanifu et haaretz asher atem ba, ki hadam hu yachanif et haaretz, warning about the severity of shedding blood, etc. The Torah says, do not be machanif et haaretz. Now, in modern Hebrew, chanifa is really a concept of flattery, perhaps false flattery, but here, in context, according to a number of Mefarshim, like Rashi, the Ralbag, the Ramban, it talks here about defilement or pollution. Don't pollute the land. And then the Torah continues, V'lo titamei et haaretz asher atem yoshvim ba. Do not defile the land on which you dwell, asher ani shochem b'tocha, that I, Hashem, also dwell in this land. Understood by this school of Mefarshim to mean that by polluting the land, you are in fact defiling it. However, the Ramban allows for the fact that the concept of lo tachanifu might also be understood in terms of flattery, and so too does the chizkuni. And therefore we wonder, what is the Torah trying to say here? What do you mean don't flatter the land? So some say that means don't flatter those who run seeking refuge in the Arei HaMiklat, etc. However, I saw a very interesting pshat in a sefer called Penine Torah, which was written by a mechanech by the name of Shlomo Yahalomi, which was Hebraicized from his original family name of Diamant, diamonds, and by coincidence, he died but a few days before our family made Aliyah. He published the Sefer Penine Torah way back in 1957. And in there he writes the following. He said, there are those people whose love for Eretz Yisrael is so all-consuming that it almost overshadows everything else to the point of blinding people to reality. Their love of Eretz Yisrael leads them to say that whatever happens in this country, it's a good thing, even things that are inherently not so good, because they love Eretz Yisrael so much. To them the Torah warns, V'lo tachanifu et haaretz. Be realistic in your approach to Eretz Yisrael. You don't have to say that everything is perfect. Don't engage in flattery that might actually not be deserved. However, on the other hand, he says, the Torah goes on to equally warn those on the other side of the spectrum, on the other end of the spectrum. There are Kanaim who are so dedicated to the pristine Torah that they are willing to be mezalzel in Kedushat Eretz Yisrael and make as if, how could this land have Kedusha when its people who are not loyal to Torah, who are in positions of leadership and determination for Am Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael, and they are mezalzel in Kedushat Haaretz. To them the Torah says, V'lo titamei et haaretz. You cannot defile the land. You have to look at the full picture. Because how can you proclaim that this land is a land of Tumah when Hashem testifies that he himself dwells there? As HaKadosh Baruch Hu says in the Pasuk, Asher ani shochem b'tocha, with all of the imperfections of the mortal inhabitants of Eretz Yisrael. Sometimes our ideology takes us to positions that are almost radical in not seeing the wholesome full picture. Are there things that need improvement? To be sure. But are there tremendous accomplishments that we have witnessed and have been part of? That is equally so. Halavai, that we should be zoche to see Tuv Yerushalayim, and that with our introspection during these 3 weeks and as we approach the 9 days, that we be worthy of Binyan Sion B'mhera V'yameinu, so that there will be no inhabitants left in the land whose actions might lead others to say that this is Chalila, a land of Tumah. May we all be zoche to see the pristine Tahara of a rebuilt Zion V'Yerushalayim. Shabbat Shalom.